It's week 9 of the NFL, and we've got some history in this battle of AFL alumni. It's the Broncos and the Raiders, and it's coming up next on Madden NFL 25.
Just west of the world-famous Las Vegas Strip, we're at the site of Super Bowl 58, Allegiant Stadium here in Las Vegas. Thanks for having us in. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson. Greg, it's that time of the year. A little bit more urgency. The calendar page turns to November. We kind of know who the good teams are. The midpoint of the NFL season, always a great time to take a step back and look ahead to what's down the road for us.
Yeah, no doubt. And I always felt, even as a player, that you never really knew how good you were as a team or how good everyone else around the league was until you kind of got
Here's the veteran Will Lutz to get us going. Off we go from Vegas. On the return, it is Trey Tucker. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Raiders offense set to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by a young man who's making a name for himself, their rookie quarterback.
There's really no way around it, Mike. Let's just call it what it is. This has been a disastrous start to their season thus far. They desperately need to get a win and change some of the energy in that building, because I can assure you, I've been there before. As these losses stack up, every day becomes more and more of a drag. And then all of a sudden you get that one big win and the spirits of the building just change overnight. They need that. Can today be that spark? Because if not, they're in for a long season.
Still first down.
So a lot of options on the table now. It's 1st and 5. They'll start this on the ground with Warren. And he'll take it for 4 yards on the game's first play. With that, why don't we give you a look at his numbers on the ground in last week's game. 2nd and a yard. In motion is Myers. Once again, it's Warren. He's going to force his way for a yard or two, but looks like this one's going to be coming back. He'll look to throw. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
He decides to go with the safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
And he's going to be hit and dropped right away. That's great coverage there. Winds up with nothing on the return. Here comes the Denver offense, set to take over for the first time. They'll be led by the man from Oregon who started his career at Auburn, quarterback Bo Nix.
I think when you go back and watch last week's game, Mike, I think 2 things were at play. Number one, let's give credit to the defense. I think they did a nice job of identifying some of the easy layups we've seen this quarterback hit from a week-to-week basis. They took it away. They made him go to his 2nd, 3rd check down through his progression. And then secondly, when the play did line up, when they did get the look they wanted, he just missed a lot of throws. So they know they cannot afford another pedestrian performance out of him this week. If he can play to the standard we've seen in weeks past, they can have a better chance of having a better result.
Trying to avoid tacklers there, but the ball is out. One of the Raiders has got it.
So the biggest thing that stands out here, Mike, is the fact that the defense just continues to pursue to the ball. Every defense focuses on get as many hats to the ball carrier as possible, because if the guy in front of you, he misses the tackle or he falls down, you have to be there to make up for it. And the pursuit to the ball is not only how they're able to get him down, but it's ultimately how they're able to take the ball away.
The Raiders offense going to take over now for the second time. They'll search for the first point. And remember now, all turnovers must be reviewed by replay. So this one is going to need a little closer look. At issue was the knee or any other body part except the hand down before the ball comes loose. And are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field? So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. Off the play fake, here's Nix. Gonna look deep, looking for more. That one knocked away. It is incomplete. Very good job defensively. Stayed right with him, and we'll bring up third down. They'll run. This is McLaughlin. And he will have a Broncos first down. Won't be by much. He needed 3. He got 3. The mark says first down. Play action now. It's Nix. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. They'll go play action with Nix. He's got it to tight end, Adam Troutman. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. From the shotgun, here's Nix. This is caught toward the side of the end zone. Greg Dulcich, touchdown Denver. That his first touchdown this year. Greg, they have such a knack. It's like they're on the same page. The quarterback almost feels like, well, when you were playing, you know where that guy's going to be in the end zone.
Yeah, we used to have a saying, Mike, we say we don't run routes like they're lines on a piece of paper, and especially against zone coverage. Down here in the red zone, the rule is if you're open, stay open. Don't run past an open zone to get covered. That's exactly what this tight end does here. Friendly target, ball on time, touchdown.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. On the return is Dylan Laube. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Raiders offense ready to get going with their second possession. They were forced to punt the first time through. It led to a touchdown, so down 7-0 as they get the ball back for 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Warren to start the drive. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. From out of the gun, he'll throw. Open man, that's Trey Tucker. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield. Here's 1st and 10. Man in motion here is Tucker. They run out of the gun with Warren. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, his offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
Holding offense.
Back to throw. Now he'll run.
Well, that scramble is ultimately going to end up short of the first down, Mike, but it's going to help quite a bit. That's a great job by the quarterback, just taking what the defense gives you, get downfield, pick up good yardage.
Here's a handoff to Warren. And he'll get them 5 yards closer, but now third down coming up.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Man in motion here is Tucker. Now, faking the give. That's caught. It's the tight end, Brock Bowers. It'll be a pickup of 10. Good for a Raider first down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
And he's going to be taken down.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
And he gets to the outside and takes it in. Touchdown, Vegas.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
We're all tied, 7 apiece, and the kick's away. On the return, here comes Marvin Mims. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Broncos offense and Jaleel McLaughlin head back onto the field. They'll break the huddle, coming up now for 1st and 10. Back to throw is Nix. This one is complete along the sideline. A very nice job to fit that ball in. It'll be a modest gain. They face 2nd down and 7. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap. Great pass rushers live for 3rd down, especially when they know the offense has to be one-dimensional. And this is a great example here, Mike. They can just pin their ears back and go. They know there is no threat for run. It is a must-pass situation, and for this offense, they're lucky it didn't result in a sack.
And it'll be a good return. He's able to get it up past the 40-yard line. Now, following the punt return, we have an injured player on the field. On 1st and 10, it's Warren. And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line.
This offense has to be thrilled, Mike, with the success they've had here on the ground in this opening quarter. Now as the rest of the game unfolds, everything in the game plan continues to open up.
Oh, yeah. 2nd down and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Here's carry number 1 for the former Bulldog, Zamir White. And he'll get past the marker. So he's got a 1st down on that gain of 5.
And the Raider 1st down. 2nd and 3. 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 2nd and First and 10 at
The motion man
34
is
yard
Jaxson. On the handoff, this is Warren. He'll be taken down at about the 33-yard line. Patrick Surtain makes the tackle. Here's a 2nd and 9.
Second and 9.
They'll stay on the ground with Warren. And he shows off a little footwork, winding his way for a run of 8.
It's tough to completely celebrate, Mike, when you don't pick up the first down, but that's a run you will take every single time. I mean, good yardage, and in a lot of situations, it'll get you the first down, just not here.
Pickup of 11 yards on that one. First down, Vegas.
Anytime you're having a really good drive like this, Mike, you just hate to see it stall out on the fringe of the red area. But in this case, not only do they pick up some good yardage on the ground, they get a fresh set of downs to hopefully go in and finish this drive with a touchdown.
And he surges forward for a gain of about 5.
Offside. Defense. Still first down.
A run up the middle with Warren. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5.
At the 9-yard line.
On the ground, it's White. Oh, making guys miss. And he's in. Zamir White. Touchdown, Raiders. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finish it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
Carlson now for the extra point. The kick is good, and the Raiders will move out to a 14-7 lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. On the return, here's Mims. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. Back onto the field comes the Denver offense. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. They'll throw. It's Nix. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass he'll say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up 2nd down. Here's Nix to throw. He'll get this out wide. Oh, no dice there. He is met and tackled behind the line of scrimmage. 3rd and long. Now Nick's going to look to throw. That's out wide. They're trying the tight end screen. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down. Here's their punter now. And he's on to punt for the 2nd time in this opening quarter. And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. The Vegas offense ready to get rolling again. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. Man in motion here is Tucker. Here's a handoff to Warren, running left. And he's not going to outrun the defense. They push him back out of bounds, a loss of a couple.
Holding. Offense.
They get the guard, Jaxson Powers Johnson. They run with Warren. And a good run. He'll take it forward for 6 yards on first down. So after the loss on first, here's 2nd and 14.
Brings up 2nd down at the 28-yard line.
Look wide. Get this one complete. And a good job rallying to the football. Holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down.
1-yard pickup brings up 3rd and 13.
They'll look to throw. He'll try to run for it. And he slides and covers up at the end, avoids the hit, and picked up decent yardage along the way. We are through 1. It's the Raiders with the early lead. And we're back in Vegas after this. Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for the 2nd time. And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. The Broncos offense ready to get back to work. Will try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. A run now with McLaughlin. And drawing some oohs and ahs from the crowd. Sidestepping his way. Nifty gain of 9 there.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
The defense all over that. Met him in the backfield, stopped in his tracks, and it sets up 4th down.
The idea here for this offense is you're not really thinking necessarily touchdown. You're thinking 1st down. Let's get a fresh set of downs here and reset. But in this case, they suffer a loss, and it brings up 4th down.
This fielded inside the 35. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Raiders offense and their running back, Jaylen Warren, set to take over once more. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him and your offensive line. He's had big opening after big opening and big numbers in this first half.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
Toward the middle of the field that time, but incomplete. Devontae Adams, the intended receiver. And now it's going to be 3rd down.
3rd down and 13.
Throwing now from the gun. Taking off, he'll try to get there. Good job breaking the pocket and going for 14 yards, and most importantly, a 1st down.
And that just can't happen. 3rd and long, just understand, contain the ball, rally tackle, just get the ball carrier on the ground. Not only not able to get to him inside the pocket, he's able to extend the play with his legs and pick up a huge, long 1st down.
A run out of the gun with Warren.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
Back to the ground after the penalty. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd down at the 50-yard line.
On 2nd down, a run with White. And a spirited run there, somehow managing to gain a couple of yards. Here's 3rd and 7.
Brings up 3rd and 7.
He'll drop to throw. Oh, and that throw not able to be pulled in. It's incomplete. Looked like he may have got a little ahead of himself there. And it's going to bring up fourth down. On comes the punter now, as he's on to punt for the Raiders. And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. The Broncos offense getting set to get back to work. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Throwing, Nix. And he will not get away. Terrific open field tackle. Gets him down behind the line.
To play corner in this league, Mike, you have to have great reactions and instincts. In this case, he trusts those instincts from the jump, and he's able to send the offense going backwards as a result.
Ball start, offense.
They get the guard, Isaiah Wynn, that time. A run here. It's McLaughlin. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up 3rd down. Nix from the gun on 3rd down. He finds Mims. It's complete. A big connection to flip the field as they get across midfield on that one.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. To throw is Nix. That's complete. It's McLaughlin. He's able to get away for one man, but those reinforcements, they got there quick. Take him down behind the line.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
Throwing is Nix. And they're going to get to him and take him down, taken back to the other side of midfield. Max Crosby, motor always running, gets there for the sack.
Sometimes you just have to know when the play is over and live to play another down. He has pressure coming right at him, and instead of just throwing the ball away, he tries to escape, he tries to get creative, and he ends up losing a lot more yards than he should have.
And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. The Raiders offense and their running back set to go once more. They'll do so with 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That's to the right side and caught by Bowers. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's 2nd and 6. He'll look to throw. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback. So the hope is your 1/3 down conversion from really jump-starting a possession that ultimately leads in points, but after that 3rd down incompletion, kind of throws a wrench into those plans.
And he looks up and he's taken down right away. Maybe fortunate just to hold on to the ball as he was tackled immediately after hauling that one in. On the ground, McLaughlin. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. 2nd down and 8. They'll run. This is McLaughlin. And a pickup of 3 or maybe 4. Micah McFadden, the linebacker, there on the tackle. 3rd down, 3 to go. Now they'll set up to throw. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
The biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
The home team's offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. On the ground, it's Warren to start the drive. He'll manage only a couple. The linebacker, Cody Barton, in on the tackle. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. On the zone read, they hand it to Warren. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up 3rd down.
A gain of 2 brings up 3rd and 7.
And that is incomplete. Trying to get it to his tight end, Brock Bowers. And that's going to lead to a 4th down.
It's now 4th down.
And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. The Broncos offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. They'll start out 1st down and 10. Off the play fake, here's Nix. And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes.
Looked like a pass protection breakdown. They had 5 offensive linemen and a running back in the backfield. I promise you, somebody was assigned to that linebacker, but he timed the blitz perfectly. He ran through and was able to bring him down for a big sack.
And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, and it sets up 3rd down. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. They come to the line needing 11 here on 3rd down. He'll try and get there on the ground. Good job breaking the pocket and going for 14 yards, and most importantly, a 1st down.
And just when you think you're going to force a 3 and out, this quarterback is able to escape, gets loose downfield, and he's able to pick up a huge 1st down.
They'll turn and hand this one off. He'll get about 2. Tyree Wilton, former 7th overall pick, there on the tackle.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Now some movement up front. Flags down. Mistake-filled 1st half continues. Now a 2nd down throw for Nix. That's to the right side and incomplete.
Timing and trust. Critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
Taking off, and he'll gain yardage and able to get down at the end of the play.
And that's a great job defensively here on 3rd down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the 1st down.
That's fielded at about the 18. And that's a nice job of making things more manageable for this offense as he takes it back beyond the 25-yard line. The home team's offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. The pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line. Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. On 3rd down, they go with Warren. And he'll get a good chunk of that yardage back, but he's still well short of the 1st down. Here's the punter now, as they are forced to kick for the 6th time today. Now, fair catch called, and he's going to take it out beyond the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to take over possession of the football. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. He'll take a shot with Mims. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete. Try again. It's 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, here's Nix. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 9, and 3rd down coming up. He'll take a shot with Mims. And that is incomplete. He was looking for Marvin Mims there. And it's going to be 4th down. The Broncos bringing out their punter. This brought in out past the 20. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Now the Raiders going to use the first of their timeouts. And they'll stop it just over a minute remaining in this first half. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. This to the right side, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
It's pretty remarkable at this stage, Mike, that they're even winning this game. I mean, anytime a quarterback is completing less than 50% of his throws, you just don't see that very often, and it just seems like time and time again, this quarterback and his intended targets, they're just not on the same page. It's just so hard to be a good offense in the NFL, Mike, when you are not good on 3rd down. Your inability to extend drives, it either puts a lot of pressure on your coaches to be aggressive on 4th down or simply punt or take a field goal. You have to maintain possession and give you more cracks to score touchdowns.
The visitors' offense going to take over here in the final minute of this first half. On 1st down, here's Nix to throw. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass he'll say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up 2nd down. Play action now. It's Nix. On throw here, right side, falls incomplete.
Well, it's pretty clear the main reason why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the inefficiency of this offense and primarily out of the quarterback position. I mean, to complete less than half of your pass attempts, it just makes it very hard to compete at a high level consistently in the NFL. And if they want to find themselves having any chance of getting back into this game and winning this one, he's going to have to get a lot better with the ball.
He's got the first down, past the 35. The home team's offense going to get it one final time in this first half. They'll have very good starting field position as they set up past the 40. Back to throw. That's a short one, caught by Bowers. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it. Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
I know this play results in an incomplete pass, but I think this is a really good job by the quarterback. His clock was going off. He felt that rush. He had no immediate target to go to with the ball. Instead, throw it away. Don't take the sack. Live for another day.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 9-yard line.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. They send Sutton in motion. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. Just a nominal gain there, up to about the 9-yard line. So we reach halftime here in Vegas, and the Raiders are in the lead. As we're off to Orlando, going to check in with Jonathan Coachman, who's got our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. More from you and Greg in a moment. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here and what's already been an eventful afternoon of football. We'll get started up at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly, where it was the Eagles who come away with the home victory. Jalen Hurts leading the way again as his guys run their mark to 8-1. From there, it's up to Highmark Stadium to check in on the Bills. And they were losers in their ball game as they were outplayed by the visiting New York Jets. Aaron Rodgers, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. Lastly, let's head to Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati to see what's happening with the Bengals. And things didn't work out so well as they fall to the visiting New England Patriots. Drake May, sharp in the victory as his guys get back within a game of 500. These two teams making their way back out of their locker room, so that means we're just about set for the second half. And to bring it your way, we go back out to Mike and Greg.
Coach, thanks. This one's still anyone's game. We'll see who can come out with the hot hand in this second half, about to get started. On the return, here's Mims. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Nix, now to throw it here on 1st down. He connects with Mims. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 35-yard line.
Working out of the gun, it's Nix. That'll be intercepted. Picked off by Nate Hobbs. And he is going to score. A pick 6 for the touchdown. Second half, and the defense continues to be item 1 in this game. They've done the job keeping the offense in control, and now, Greg, they scored on their own.
Yeah, and they've just been dominant the entire day, Mike. And now to come up with a pick six here and just further their dominance, it's been an impressive performance all around for this defense.
Now Carlson to add the extra point. It's up and good. And the Raiders will take a 21-7 lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This returnable from the 4. Now an opening past the 30. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. Now the return man is a bit slow getting up after that kick. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. This drive will start on the ground. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And the D closes quickly. He's stopped after a gain of a yard. Micah McFadden, the linebacker, there on the tackle. 3rd and 9. They send Sutton in motion. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
Missed opportunities like these are a big reason why they find themselves down double digits here in the 3rd quarter, Mike. Points on this possession could have gone a long way towards making this game competitive, but instead, poor execution, especially in the passing game, and it's another wasted drive.
And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. Now, following the punt return, we have an injured player on the field. The training staff going to look and will step out for a moment. They'll start this on the ground with Warren. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Once again, it's Warren. And once again, they try the same runner. They get the same result. Back-to-back carries of no gain. Now it's 3rd down.
It's 3rd and 10.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play a man-to-man, and it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away.
The visitors' offense starting to trot out for this next possession. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. And a good job following his blockers, a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
They send Sutton in motion. It is brought in by Josh Reynolds. And he'll be taken down all the way up past the 45.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
And he's brought down after a gain of a couple. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. They'll stick with him again. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, and it sets up 3rd down. Try to pick this one up on the ground. And he's going to have the first down, but we do have a flag on the field, and they are already walking backwards. So after the 5 yards are walked off, they face 3rd and long. Now Nick's going to look to throw. And that is incomplete.
When you air it out like that on these big shots downfield, they're not always high percentage plays. It takes a lot of things to line up timing-wise, location of the field, accuracy of the throw to result in those big plays. But I think they've got to continue to search for those and try to generate a little bit of a spark.
That is fielded at the 13. And he'll get something there on the return, able to take this back to the 20-yard line. The Raiders offense ready for this next possession. The lead is a couple of touchdowns as this drive kicks off 1st and 10. The motion man is Jaxson. Throwing now on 1st and 10. Work in the middle of the field, but that is incomplete.
That's a throw that's going to make them cringe on Monday, Mike, in the film room. At this level, quick hitters, those quick, easy passes, those should be borderline automatic. But it was anything but this time around.
And he'll get 4 here, up to the 24-yard line. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. They'll run the draw with Warren. And he'll be taken down around the 29-yard line.
He's tackled at the 29-yard line. A gain of 5. It's 4th down.
The Raiders have their punt team out there. Fair catch made here. The drive will start at the 23-yard line. The visitors' offense make their way out to take over once more. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass he would say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up 2nd down. A run now with McLaughlin. And he'll get maybe about 4 yards out of that one. Lane closed quickly, and here comes 3rd down. Here's Nix to throw. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
And barring an aggressive decision here on 4th down, it just seemed like a really wasted possession to go 3 and out, not able to pick up a single 1st down. Not only do you not able to gain any field position advantage, it really takes a lot of the wind out of your sails as you find yourself jogging off the field and the punt team coming on.
And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. The Raiders offense back onto the field for their next possession. Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Warren. He'll work forward to the 40-yard line. The linebacker, Cody Barton, in on the tackle. They face 2nd down and 7. They'll stay on the ground with Warren. And he'll pick his way forward, a gain of about 5. And that's going to set up 3rd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and
In motion, that's the tight end, Mayer. They'll try and run it here with Warren. And that call will not get it done. The defense ready, stopping him behind the line of scrimmage. And it sets up 4th down.
And this is a great example of why it's so important on defense to sprint to the ball. His ability to make people miss is hard for one guy to get him on the ground. But when you can get everybody to the ball, eventually you can take them down. And in this case, they do it for a loss.
The Raiders send their punt team out. And we will not see a return on this one, as it will be marked down. The Broncos offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. And they're going to hear it from this crowd. They're backed up deep as they start 1st and 10. They'll go play action with Nix. He'll tuck it and take off. A big play and a much-needed one as well. 32 yards.
This is an element to his game that we don't necessarily spend a lot of time talking about. He's not known as a traditional runner at the quarterback position. But when he has some space like he had here, he is more than capable of not only converting first downs, but picking up big chunk plays.
And he'll get about 5. Second down, Nix. This one taken in by Reynolds. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8.
An 8-yard pickup. And the Broncos first down.
They'll throw. It's Nix. He connects. It's in the hands of Reynolds. And they'll get about half what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
At the 50-yard line.
A run here. It's McLaughlin. And he's going to have a first down. Good run down inside the 45-yard line.
Simple play to call, but complex to execute. A toss play is beautiful, Mike, when a team hits it like they just did. We can see why they're a fan in the toss. Healthy gain, and they pick up the first down.
He's got a man downfield. It's Mims. And he's into the end zone. Marvin Mims. Touchdown, Broncos. A terrific play all the way around. Finished off by the receiver, who not only made the grab, but Greg turned it up and takes it into the end zone.
And that's the tricky part, Mike, that transition from receiver to runner. And in this case, he does it flawlessly. Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then get upfield and get yourself in the end zone.
The kick by Lutz is good. And the Broncos draw closer here. It's 21-14.
Will Lutz to kick off for the Broncos.
To return is Tucker. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The home team's offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of conversation in that locker room at halftime. They got to find a way to slow him down. Nothing they've done has worked so far. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10. At the 24.
A tight end in motion now. They'll run straight ahead with Warren. Maybe a couple there. It's 3rd down.
A 2-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 8.
They'll look to throw. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and it's also give some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away.
The Broncos offense and Bo Nix getting ready to go back to work. And I want to take you through the highlights here. They have been plentiful from the quarterback position. Has the offense running at a high efficiency throughout, and we'll try to sustain it here down the stretch. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They'll run. This is McLaughlin. And that's the way you want to run it on first down. A gain of 7. Here's 2nd and 3 to go.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
On the ground, McLaughlin. And he's going to get it. First down, taking this one up past the 40-yard line.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
And he'll be brought down on what will be the final act here in this 3rd quarter. So both teams trade touchdowns in that frame as we get through the end of the 3rd quarter. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. On 2nd down, it's Nix. And that ball out of reach toward the sideline. It'll be an incompletion. Big play coming up. This is 3rd down. Nix from the gun on 3rd down. Taking off, he'll try to get there. They get the conversion in a big way. That's good for 29 yards.
29 yards. First down, Broncos.
Now, faking the give. Oh, they're on him in a flash, and he's lost the football. And this is taken in by the defense.
Something these running back coaches preach all the time, Mike, is you can't sacrifice the ball for additional yardage, and I think we had a case of that going here. I love the effort. I love the fight, but it can't come at the expense of the ball. Everything in football is about protecting the ball itself, and in this case, just a little bit too loose with it. They're able to pop it loose, and that's a big turnover.
On the ground, it's Warren to start the drive. And not much materializes there. He'll get this to the 35. Here's a 2nd and 9. And before the snap, we have a whistle. And this could very well be a false start. He'll drop to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
It's now 3rd down and 14.
He'll look to throw. He'll try and get there on the ground. And he'll be brought down, but what a run down to the 40.
Here you are at the end of the game. You need a stop. You find yourself trailing. You have everybody covered, and the quarterback gets loose. Those are the plays that just kill a defensive coordinator. You're about to force a punt, about to get the ball back to your offense. Give credit to the quarterback. He made a play when they needed it.
Here's a 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6 at the Broncos' 35-yard line.
A run up the middle with Warren. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard. Here's a 3rd down and 4.
A yard on the play brings up 3rd and 4.
They put Adams in motion. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. In trouble, and down he goes.
When you can bring cornerbacks on pressure, man, that changes everything for the defensive play caller. Offenses spend all week worrying about linebackers, defensive linemen. How are they going to protect the quarterback? But when you can time up a secondary pressure like this, man, oftentimes there's no answer for it.
The Broncos offense ready to see what they can do. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast. And right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
They'll turn and hand this one off. And he'll only manage to pick up 3 yards. And that leads to third down. Oh, there's movement up front. That's going to make this third down a lot tougher. So from 3rd and 2, back him up to 3rd and 7. Throwing, Nix. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. And he's going to get awfully close to the first down marker, but appears just to be a few inches short. And the Broncos bring out their punter. They'll kick it away. They'll be forced to punt, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This one fielded out beyond the 25. And he'll be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there. Now, following the punt return, we have an injured player on the field. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Out of the pistol, Warren. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. Here's 2nd and 2. Now Warren. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
From the 50, he'll set up to throw. A throw over the middle, and they can't connect. It's incomplete.
Let's call it for what it is, Mike. I mean, right now, this team is winning in spite of him. Certainly not because of him. And what's really concerning is that's the most important position on the team. And if they are able to hold on and they do pull this game out, it could wind up being one of the most poor performances we've ever seen in a winning effort that I can recall in a long time.
On 3rd down, they'll throw from the gun. He'll try to run for it. Following the play, we've got a Raider who is shaken up down there. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. On the ground, this is Warren. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's 2nd down.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Now this time they'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. On play action, he'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete.
The whole idea of the play-action pass, Mike, is that you can slow the pass rush down enough that it allows longer, slower developing pass concepts to open up downfield. But in this case, they were on him so fast that by the time he got his head around, that ball needed to come out. There was no timing and ultimately led in an incompletion. And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
Now, on the return, he has lost the football. And the defense has it. Special teams comes through again. We don't talk about it nearly enough, but sometimes the biggest plays of the game happen like that one. The kickoff return fumble recovered, and momentum swings again.
Everybody loves to see a big return, Mike, but the priority of any kick return unit, just give your offense a chance to possess the ball. And in this case, they don't do that. They turn the ball over, and now they find themselves back out there on defense.
I fumbled the football. The Broncos have it.
And as you can see with that fumble, Mike, it really just goes back to the fundamentals of how they're taught to carry the ball. And they talk about the points of pressure. And the biggest thing really, Mike, is you want the front tip of the ball, the part where your fingers cover, to always be higher than the back tip of the ball. So often you see that front tip go down, and it makes it so much easier for that defender to kind of rake it out. So you want pressure against the outside of the ball, both tips, the inside of the ball, and then...
And remember now, all turnovers have to be verified by a replay, so they might be taking a look at this one. At issue was the knee, or any other body part except the hand, down before the ball comes loose, and are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field? So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. On third down, they go with Warren.
Jalen Warren, the ball carrier. The tackle made at the 12-yard line. A gain of 4 brings up fourth down.
Only need a yard, and it's fourth down. They'll run it and give it to the big guy. Oh, he's going to be very close. It depends on the mark, but he is short. They've held him on fourth down.
You know, more often than not in the NFL, games are won based on who wins critical downs. Well, that fourth down attempt right there was exactly that, and this defense came up huge for a big-time fourth down stop.
Back onto the field comes the Denver offense. They'll begin with first down from their own 11. From the shotgun, here's Nix. And he's going to be taken down back at the 2-yard line.
I'm not sure any play has a greater impact in altering a game than forcing a safety on defense. Not only do you get to 2 points, but you give the ball back to your offense to try to add more on.
And they're going to bring him down, but there is a penalty marker on the field.
Offense.
Following the penalty, they'll run it. And nothing doing there. Might get it out to the 2, but that's all.
This is a spot you just love to be in as a defensive player. I mean, you've got him backed up so far, you're not really fearing any play call, let alone a run. Sit a couple guys back, keep the ball from being thrown over your head. Everybody else track the ball, comes up well short.
Now or never, they'll throw on fourth down. He finds Mims. It's complete. And that'll get him some space. He's out of bounds up past the 20-yard line.
And the Broncos
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Throwing is Nix. That's complete. It's McLaughlin. And good yardage there after the catch. They'll wind up with a gain of 7 on first down. He finds his tight end, Dulcich. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down. And that'll be batted down.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
So after 2 straight incompletions, here's third and 10. Back to throw is Nix. Here's a screen from McLaughlin. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the first down marker. And that's going to be incomplete. They had to take that chance, trailing here in the fourth, but they will turn it over on down. The Raiders offense ready to get back at it. And they look to finish it off here in the fourth. This might just wash away what was a subpar performance a week ago. And he's going to be stuffed well behind the line of scrimmage. A play going absolutely nowhere. 2 minutes remain in the fourth quarter. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. So they go backwards on first down. Here's 2nd and 13. Man in motion here is Tucker. Once again, it's Warren. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too. You've got to consider this an absolute must-stop defensively. It's 3rd down. A carry here for Warren. Whistles here. We have another stoppage. Timeout called by the defense with 1:53 remaining. On 4th down, out comes the punter as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a fourth quarter lead. The Broncos offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. He's got it to the tight end, Dulcich. And he's taken down, but not until he gets to the 32-yard line. And that ball incomplete over the middle.
This is why it's so critical that the quarterback and his intended target are on the same page. They got to speak the same language. When there's miscommunication, it leads to errant throws, and when errant throws lead to big missed opportunities. You hear quarterback coaches say it all the time. Let's get our guy easy completions. Well, that falls certainly into that category, Mike, but when you fail to connect on those, it just ends up being a wasted down.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
I'd say one of the most critical elements of a dynamic offense, Mike, is how efficient are you on 3rd down? It's something these teams stress all week. Here's an opportunity to continue to extend this drive. The defense wins this time and brings up 4th down.
He'll let one go down the middle. And that is incomplete. They had their chance. They took it there. Look, they're trailing late. Got to let it fly. This will wind up a turnover on downs. The Raiders offense ready to get back to work. And certainly some optimism that this is the end. This is the week they're going to put it all together and end that long losing streak. They are not home yet, but they are in control here in the fourth. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So the Black Hole celebrates. It's a win for the Raiders. They get the victory away from home in the division. Those are so valuable. And they'll get another shot in their place next time later in the season. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Black Hole celebrates. The Raiders, winners here. We'll see if there are other winners outside. So long from Vegas.